Reading is often stereotyped as an introvert's pastime because it's a solitary pursuit best suited for people who prefer to be left alone with their thoughts. However, reading as we know it today, an isolated activity best enjoyed by oneself with a book, is a recent addition to human culture, having emerged just in the last few centuries. Did you know that Europeans who could read did so in public for hundreds of years? In ancient Greece too, literature was recited in the streets. The monks in medieval Europe did the same thing. However, by the 17th century, European reading culture had already undergone dramatic shifts. The development of textual technologies, like the movable type of written text, paved the way for the tradition we hold dear today, internalizing words without uttering them aloud, and allowing them to construct a world in our imaginations. Among academics, the question of when European society shifted from primarily oral to primarily silent reading is surprisingly contentious. Well, enough with the history lesson, because now I'll show you the 9 shocking benefits of reading as we know it today. There are 2 primary forms of literature, fiction and nonfiction. In this video, I'll mainly talk about the benefits of reading nonfiction works. Benefit number 1. Reading boosts concentration. When reading, you need to pay attention and concentrate on only one thing at a time. This is especially true for nonfiction books. Given that these books are based on authentic experiences, the plot develops in an unforeseen manner. As a result, you'll need to pay a great deal of attention, ultimately assisting in improving your concentration. Benefit number 2. Reading gives you a better analysis of real-life challenges. In contrast to the fantasy worlds of fiction, the harsh realities of life are brought home in the pages of nonfiction books. As a matter of fact, when reading nonfiction, you run across a variety of issues that are part of the real world today. By reading nonfiction books, you can study the strategies employed by those who have succeeded despite similar obstacles. In addition, when you read nonfiction, your brain continually stores bits of information about obstacles. Because of the stimulation of the brain's region responsible for memory, obstacle analysis is analogous to exercise for that region of the brain, which leads to an improvement in memory. Benefit number 3. Reading gives us a deeper understanding of history. Because time travel's a feat that's far from reality, only nonfiction history books give us the best picture of the past. Reading nonfiction works improves our capacity to comprehend the past and foresee the future. I've always believed that what goes around comes around. I believe that what has happened in the past will happen again, perhaps in a slightly different form. Furthermore, those familiar with their past are better prepared to deal with new circumstances than those who are not. For example, the British colonized a third of the planet for about 150 years. To ensure that future generations learn from the mistakes of their ancestors, we have to dive into nonfiction books to give us a whole picture of how and why it happened. Benefit number 4. Reading enhances your imagination and empathy. Consider the settings and individuals you encounter in nonfiction literature. The use of real-world settings and people helps to activate the imagination, allowing the reader to form mental images of what the persons and environments look like, based solely on the text. Creative thinking is a valuable skill used in any aspect of life. Even though it may not be something that's thought about as frequently, imagination is what enables us to feel empathy for other people. This kind of compassion is helpful in every aspect of our lives. When you read nonfiction works and you are ushered into true story tragic events, you become more concerned about your surroundings and try to put yourself in the shoes of those real-life characters. Benefit number 5. Reading fosters curiosity. If you look up the definition of curiosity in the dictionary, you'll see that it means the desire to know and learn about anything, inquisitiveness, which is what I precisely hope for all of my nonfiction reading friends. Curiosity about everything is innate in all of us, but it's especially strong in young children. A study done in 2015 indicated that kids between the ages of 4 and 7 were more inclined to prefer actual stories over fictional ones. Benefit number 6. Reading gives us a closer look into the life of great people. Nonfiction books will have you know more about Nixon or Churchill than your own grandfather. Books that are not works of fiction contain in-depth biographies and autobiographies of prominent figures from throughout human history. These types of publications allow readers to delve deeper into the enigmatic lives of famous people who lived in this world long before they were born. When you read a biography, your goal is to gain knowledge about the person discussed. Biographies for personalities like Mother Teresa give us inspiration that whatever the odds, we can always make decisions to protect lives and serve humanity. Benefit number 7. Reading helps us improve our general knowledge. Have you ever placed yourself in a position when you questioned a fundamental truth in front of other people, only to be proven wrong at that very moment? You know, like arguing that New Zealand is in Europe even though an atlas, which is a nonfiction book, shows that it's only a few thousand kilometers away from the South Pole. When you read nonfiction books, you expand your knowledge on various topics, because these books offer facts and numbers rather than fiction. In addition, your brain can quickly store information about real people, events, places, and other relevant details, which puts you ahead of the pack. Benefit number 8. Reading sharpens your writing skills. You might be surprised to learn that authors also tend to be avid readers, since they find inspiration in the works of others. You can significantly improve your writing abilities by focusing on the structure and writing styles of novels and other types of books, and then attempting to imitate those styles in your writing. If you enjoy writing, it's a good idea to study the writing of others, because it can teach you a lot. The best thing about reading about how to improve your writing is that many books on the subject cover all kinds of writing. Reading, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, can make a significant contribution to your writing skills. Benefit number 9. Reading is a free source of entertainment. Who says only works of fiction can provide an exciting and entertaining read? If anyone still believes that this claim has any basis, you owe it to yourself to read a nonfiction book. Some of the best novels have inspired some of the best movies and TV shows. No one can deny that the suspense of a good thriller would make you want to keep reading. If you're the type of bookworm who only ever picks up fictional crime novels, though, you should spice things up with some nonfiction titles for yourself. Some nonfiction works may take you back to the terrifying moments immediately following a crime, and the possible long-term effects on individuals, groups, and even entire nations. And hey, maybe there's something to be learned from reading true crime thrillers in addition to getting your blood pumping. In conclusion, these are the 9 shocking benefits of reading. 1. Reading boosts concentration. 2. Reading gives you a better analysis of real-life challenges. 3. Reading gives us a deeper understanding of history. 4. Reading enhances your imagination and empathy. 5. Reading fosters curiosity. 6. Reading gives us a closer look into the life of great people. 7. Reading helps us improve our general knowledge. 8. Reading sharpens your writing skills. 9. Reading is a free source of entertainment. There you have it, folks. Those are the 9 benefits of reading. From health benefits to becoming more intelligent, there are numerous benefits that reading regularly can offer. You can expect to boost your knowledge about many things if you just develop the habit of reading books regularly. It might appear dull when you start, but rest assured, once you get a grip on reading regularly, you'll be thanking yourself for this habit. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, give this video a quick like and subscribe. And now make sure to watch this video that will show you how to delegate tasks effectively and save a lot of time and headaches in the process. See you in the next one.